Get the old biceps working out.
Yeah. Good job, they're huge, isn't it?
Action. Yeah?
Yeah.
So, got Jake in the tree filming, and we're going to show the adjustable Blake's hitch. We can use 2 carabiners to tend it one-handed. The whole thing's quite short. So I'm going to take an arm's width of rope, and then here I'll tie clove hitch, just doing 2 turns, putting this one behind. And there we have a cloves. I'm going to clip 1 carabiner in, and a 2nd carabiner in. So they're both trapped in there. This doesn't bother me having metal on metal. It may be a bit naughty, I don't know, but whatever. And then I'm going to clip that into one of my bridges. This one. And then we're going to use this to tie the Blake's hitch on this bit of rope. So I'm just going to take a fist's size bit of rope, wrap it around the thumb 4 times. The bottom 2 wraps want to be on the thumb, the top 2 wraps want to be above it. And I'm laying that, if you can see that. We'll go on the ground and do it properly, but so you can all see how to do it. But basically the end of the rope goes where the thumb was. You can adjust that all down. I'm going to shorten it a bit. That. And then you should have enough tail just to do a stopper knot in the end. That's just to back this one up in case this tries to unravel or something. And then I'm going to clip the tail of the rope into this carabiner, like so. And then you've basically got the 1-hand adjustable Blake's hitch. Shorten it a little bit actually, make it a bit better. Or I could shorten the clove hitch. So the reason I tie the clove hitch is you can adjust it instead of having a fixed loop. Make it a bit shorter. There we go. So that turns really nice. So you can use your other hand to like grab things. And you can just turn the slack one-handed and descend on it like that. You can pull down a few and turn the slack. So it's basically similar to a zigzag. It functions pretty much the same, but it's just a lot cheaper. And you can use it with the tail of your rope. I could pull this rope up and tie the whole thing with this, and all you need is 2 carabiners. So it's pretty exciting. I'm pretty excited about it, aren't you, Jake?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's just riveting.
It is.
So I'll go down a little bit and then show you how you can come back up with it. Lengthen the whole thing. Get the old biceps working out.
Yeah. Good job, they're huge, isn't it?
So I just added this little, it's like a mountain climbing thing. Pets will adjust, so you can push the whole device away from you, like that. So you can pull from below, sort of pull yourself in, one-handed, and then you can adjust this thing to get back to it. So if you like using double rope climbing, which is what I do most of the time, it's quite a useful trick. to use.
Wow, this is an action shot.
It is. Well, a lot of friction going on. And then this you can just adjust to get closer to it. Good. So with the Blake's hitch, we've gone over a branch up there, and we're going to get the tail of the rope and just take an arm's length of it. And then here I'm just going to tie a clove hitch by making one turn, a second turn, and then putting this one behind. And then you've got two little bits there that you can clip into. Put my carabiner in there, like that. Snug it down, and then I'm putting a second carabiner in there as well, and this one has a pulley on the end, so you don't have to have a pulley on there. It just makes the whole thing a bit smoother. This metal on metal doesn't really bother me, because when it's loaded it's just the rope, you know, I mean the metal is touching, but I'm not really concerned by that. And then we've got this tail here that we use to tie the Blake's hitch. So this is going to be a short one. So I'm just taking maybe a fistful, putting my thumb onto the rope, and the tail is just going to be wrapping 4 times. 2 times on the thumb, 2 times above. And then I'm going to bring the rope in front and lay it on this meaty bit of the thumb. And then it's important to come underneath and then put the tail where the thumb was. So you pull your thumb out without dislocating it, and then stick it through that gap. That's quite a erotic motion. And then just tighten it all up. Bit nice and tight. And you should have enough tail to put a stopper knot in the end. Just doing a double overhand where I'm wrapping behind and then tucking the tail through that gap. That's a double overhand stopper, and this is it basically. All we need to do now is just clip the rope into the carabiner like so, and then you have this self-tending Blake's hitch. And the reason I tied the clove is that you can adjust it, make it a bit shorter, make it a bit longer, depending on your preference. That's a very loud blackbird. Can you hear that blackbird, Jake?
What, the new ART one?
No, there's that bloody bird making a noise. Anyway, so yeah, this is it. Nice and compact. You can just pull down and it releases, and then you can just tend it from the bottom like this. So this is useful on the end of your climbing line if you want to make a second system. A traditional Blake's hitch is a lot longer. I'll just show you how to do that. Forget about that now for the second. We're just going to introduce a bit more length into the clove hitch. Make the whole thing a bit longer. And then you've got the traditional where you can just pull down and then tend up. Do it the old-fashioned way, hip thrust up the tree. Jake loves a bit of hip thrusting. So yeah, that is it. The old Blake's hitch.